Hey everyone, it's the next part of my horror collection. Let's begin with George Romero's Diary of the Dead. This is okay, I thought. It's not fantastic, but it's not as bad as it could have been, but it's not as good as it could have been either. It's just mediocre. Um, Definitely not as good as his first three films. It's better than Land, I thought, but still not that great, but still not bad either. Like, I watched it more than once, so. Next is not the next movie isn't horror, but it does get a pass by me. Um, District 9 is a really good movie, and like I only have it in here because like some things in it are like pretty shocking, so that's why it's in here. But like I said, it's not horror, but it has enough gore in it. Yeah, District 9. I know, like I said, not horror, but nonetheless, I still love it. Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi. This is a classic movie. This case is busted though. This comes with the American version of the movie and also the Spanish version. This is a classic film. Bela Lugosi is Dracula. It's without doubt my favorite Dracula movie of all time. And if you don't have this movie in your collection, well, you gotta get it now. But but what you need to know is it's for people who like old horror. It's not for everybody. Another Dracula movie. Dracula. This one's okay too. This is just an okay movie. The guy who's playing Dracula has the voice, but he really doesn't have like the flow of Dracula, I thought. But still, nonetheless, it's not that bad. Dracula 2000. One of the better modern day horror films. Well, modern horror films of the last decade. It's pretty good. I actually enjoyed it a lot. There are a lot worse movies like this that are out there, so this is one of the better ones, and I was happy that this was pretty good. It's kind of an action horror movie, which is kind of, yeah, but nonetheless, I still enjoyed it a lot. Excuse me a second. Dracula Dead and Loving It. Not a horror movie, a comedy, but I still put it in here because it's kind of based off the story of Dracula, and there's some gore in it. Even though it's a PG-13 movie, you just have to see the one scene. I only watched it once. I didn't find it that funny. I'll probably have to watch it again. I don't know. Next is the classic that everyone's seen, Evil Dead. The Evil Dead, I'm sorry. This is an awesome movie. I love this movie. I only have this edition because I don't spend too much money for editions of movies. It doesn't, unless it's the Lost Boys. I'm not going to spend a lot of money for it. This is still nonetheless a masterpiece of horror. This is the best example of cabin horror. Next is, of course, Evil Dead 2. Another classic. This is just off the wall amazing. This is like the masterpiece of all the three movies. It's a combination of action, horror, and comedy. This is just the perfect movie. I mean, if you don't like that movie, well, then you suck and you don't understand good horror. The Exorcist. Man, this is actually pretty scary. I remember watching this when I was 4, and it scared the crap out of me. My brother made me watch it. I think I mentioned that before, I don't remember. This is like the definitive horror film. Nothing like can top how scary this movie is. Oh, I don't know, but like this is like nonetheless a terrifying movie. I think over time it kind of lost it. Some people may have like lost its like, feel for it, but I still nonetheless think it's a pretty scary movie. And people who do agree, agree. I mean, it's a terrifying movie. I'm not gonna lie. The Fearless Vampire Killers, or pardon me, but your teeth are in my neck. Yes, that's the full title. This is a great little horror film. Well, it's not little, but a great horror film. It's made by the same guy who made Rosemary's Baby, Roman Polanski, I think I pronounced his name right. He also stars in this movie at one point. I think, I'm not sure. This is a pretty good movie. It's pretty funny also. I highly recommend it if you like vampire movies. Well, you have to like the old Hammer vampire movies to like this, really, because it's kind of poking fun at those, so you won't really get the jokes. It's nonetheless still it's a pretty funny movie, and I loved it. The Forsaken. This one's alright. It says the sexiest vampire movie since The Lost Boys. I don't know about that because I don't really call vampire movies, you know, sexy, but it's still nonetheless a pretty good movie. It's one of those movies I only watched once and have watched since. It's a pretty good movie. It's kind of similar to like Vampires, John Carpenter's Vampires. So yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's not fantastic, but it's pretty good. I can recommend it for people who would enjoy stuff like that. Double feature. Frankenstein meets the Wolfman and House of Frankenstein. I bought it mainly for House of Frankenstein because it has Dracula in it. This is a really good movie. These are both really good movies. I would highly recommend this one if you can find it cheaply. If not, well, stuff like this you normally can find cheaply. I don't know what I'm saying, but nonetheless, it's still pretty. They're still pretty good films. Freak Show by the Asylum. The only reason why I have this one and not Freaks is because this one only cost me $10, and I can only find Freaks for $20, and I don't like spending that much on movies. Occasionally I will, but for some reason I just don't feel like. Sometimes I just don't feel like it. This isn't bad. It's one of those well, I always enjoy Asylum movies, but for this one it actually was made pretty well. Like, it's not one of those that's like bad, it's so bad it's good. It's one of those that's actually a pretty good movie. They occasionally will get that, like with Paranormal Entity. I don't have that one, but I have seen it before. I recommend it if you can find it cheaply. Friday the 13th Part 1. Not gonna say much about it. Pretty good movie. Friday the 13th Part 2. Like I said, pretty good movie. I'm not gonna say much about it. Friday the 13th Part 3 in 3D. This one's also pretty good. The 3D is kind of, but you're not gonna expect much. It has those moments where you can tell it's trying really hard to be a 3D movie. I like the movie in itself. I brought this over to my friend's house before, and it was the first time he ever saw this in 3D. He has like the full collection of the Jason collection. I forget what it's called. And I like it a lot, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have all the Friday the 13th movies, which you're gonna figure out now. Fright Night, another vampire movie, and yeah, I have a lot of vampire movies, but I think you already knew that. This is a classic vampire movie. I think Ryan 1988 said that this is his favorite vampire movie. I'm pretty sure he said that, but I'm not gonna like say that I'm not gonna say that's like full bam slack true. But I'm pretty sure it is, and I can agree if I am saying that correctly, because this is an awesome movie. My favorite vampire movie is still The Lost Boys, but that's also my favorite movie in general. This is a great movie, and Ryan 1988 has good taste. I just wish I had the second one, but that's out of print. From Dusk Till Dawn, classic. This is awesome. I love the action scenes in this movie. I like the beginning. It definitely feels like it's been written by Quentin Tarantino. I can tell you that much right now, and the action is just astounding, and I like the final fight scene. I still have to watch the feature-length movie, and you know what's annoying? I mean, not the feature-length movie, but the feature-length, the documentary, Full Tilt Boogie, is that disc 1 isn't the movie, it's the documentary, but disc 2 is the movie. When I got that, I had no idea that's how it was going to be. It doesn't say it anywhere, it just says From Dusk Till Dawn on both discs. You're not going to know that first time going in, and it doesn't say it anywhere on here. It says Full Tilt Boogie full-length feature film, but it doesn't like, yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. But I'm not going to complain too much. Next is one that I heard from 8 the Chosen One. Oh crap, I only have 2 seconds.